Okay. Here we are. I'm doing some tree saplings today. This is the third tree sapling I did. I did one with rooting stimulation and rooting cube. I did rooting stimulation all by itself, and I added a little bone meal in this one. I'm labeling these guys. Oh, I put hay on top of this guy. And this time, I already made my concoction. I'm gonna put a little bone meal in this one as well, but I'm just gonna use this rooting stimulation by itself. I mean, rooting cube by itself, right? And the last time I used this, I used both rooting stimulations. So, just gonna score the ends, right? Just like I did all the rest of them. I'm just trying this experiment for myself. I'm gonna use this bone meal. Okay. I used a lot of leaves in this one. This is a lot of pear leaves and a little bone meal. This is the rooting stimulation by itself, stimulant by itself, rooting cube rather. The instructions of using these rooting cubes are to soak them. That's why you see water coming out of it. You soak them for about 10 to 20 minutes. I did that. It's well soaked. I'm using this by itself. Only thing I find when I use these, you put the seedling sandwich in between your rooting cube. Sometimes the rooting cube itself, it will expand. So I will use these zip ties. They're kind of rigid, right? They're plastic, rigid plastic. And when I use these, the rooting cube stays in place, right? It just doesn't open up. So I want this to stay on there as I plant this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Just another extra second. All right, so it's like a tie down, like a bread tie, right? When you're tying up your bread, right? So I left a little bit of the actual seedling exposed while the other piece is getting stimulated, right? So then we're just gonna put this in here on top of the now decaying pear leaves. And we're gonna put some good, healthy, darkest of the dark topsoil / compost. And press them down. And I'm gonna make sure that I label these. Trying to decide, do I want to use the hay on top of this one as well? That would be interesting. All those that I use with the hay, I use the rooting cube. I guess my neighbor is building, Bob the Builder. So I'm gonna opt to use the hay, okay? The reason why we're using hay, because when you put water there, it's a moisture barrier. And the compost also does it, but it's just a added protection underneath the soil. It will give it an extra moisture. And perhaps using these pear leaves, it will probably give it that peach mold consistency underneath. So we're just going to label this guy, rooting cube, no stimulant. rooting cube, pear tree. Today's August the 3rd, 2023. And of course I have a video to also let me know what I did. So that's number 2. We have 2 more. Stay tuned. You know, I hope you guys are liking this. And maybe I do something special for the last one. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.